We are the Inclusive Learning Network for the International Society for Technology and Education. We are a special interest group within the organization that focuses on enhancing opportunities for all learners through effective practices and
really
technology.
Important to remember that it's a cycle and not just a straight line. Design is a never-ending process. We're never actually done. We're always improving. But that's one of the things that I think is one of the main thinking and thinking about design in university learning.
I learned how to code and made GMath for my students, and then I ended up sharing it with another classroom, and then another, and it just somewhat virally, and it was really amazing for me to know that it was impacting so many students around the world. So it just
square root of 4.
So everything we make is automatically accessible and read out as your math teacher would read it to you. So I'm really excited about that component. So there, it lowers that barrier for students to learn. They don't need to know what the symbol looks like. They can just start typing the word in there.
That it provides, because Text Grabber is an OCR app. OCR stands for Optical Character Recognition. I'm going to demonstrate the photo feature by showing you how I work with 2 books, Rosie Revere and the Lorax. Now, each of those paragraphs was a separate page of text that I took an image of.
You can see the decreases, but the accessibility remains stable. Here's a great example of persistence, problem solving, and iteration that also acts as a powerful summative assessment.
I try to teach high school students to make assistive text. So we try to get them to make mounts for AT switches. This is a true 3D printed switch. There is no, the only thing that is purchased is the wire, which actually is an aux cord that we repurposed, right?
You can see how the head and the trunk are raised up and it walks forward. This would allow the student to participate in some type of way with the peer group. My classes at Southeast Missouri State did this as an activity within their science methods class as practice with electricity and dealing with batteries. And
the final project followed this circuit design.
Let's see if it works. So I'm gonna double tap with one finger, a program that I've created. I'll clap, and let's see if the spiral spins a few times.
Selected, play.
There it is. So it's working. Before you use any of these apps, by how cool they look and all the features, just take a second, go in, turn on voiceover, and just move your finger around. If you can't select anything, if it doesn't say anywhere, then that means that interface is not accessible. And that means your students won't be able to learn coding with that app.
So when we think about it, how do we get, those bodies in motion? Having bodies in motion is kind of what we need to learn. I've heard the term, the saying, bodies in motion is brains in motion.